Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something you've probably heard a lot: IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Sounds technical, right? Don't worry. By the end of the video, you'll understand exactly what they mean, how they work differently, and when to use each one. So grab your favorite drink and let's simplify cloud computing once and for all. Before we jump into the as a service stuff, let's start with the basics. So, what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is using someone else's computer to store your data, run your applications, or manage your systems over the internet instead of doing it locally. So, here comes the concept of remote computing. So, simply, it's using someone else's computer to store your data, run your apps, and manage your system. Think of it like electricity. You don't need to build your own power plant, you just plug it in and use it whenever you need it. Cloud providers like AWS, Microsoft Azure, and GCP offer different level of control and convenience. And that's where IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS comes in. Let's break them down one by one. First up is IaaS. It stands for Infrastructure as a Service. So imagine you want to build a website or an application. Traditionally, you need to buy a server, install operating systems, set up the networking, and maintain all of that yourself. That's a lot of work. With IaaS, services like AWS EC2, Google Compute Engine, or Microsoft Azure's VMs rent you the infrastructure, the servers, storage, and networking all ready to use in the cloud. You can control the operating system, the applications, and how everything runs. Think of it like renting a virtual data center. You don't have to own the hardware, but you have full control over what runs in it. Let's look at the pros and cons. The first one is that it's very flexible. It scales up and scales down easily, and you need to pay only for what you've used. And the only con is that you'll still need a little bit of technical skills to manage and secure it. Next up, we have PaaS. It stands for Platform as a Service. This one is perfect for developers who just want to write the code, not manage the servers. With PaaS, the cloud provider takes care of the infrastructure and the runtime environments. So things like operating system, databases, and web servers. So you just deploy your application and it runs it. For example, we have Google App Engine, AWS Elastic Beanstalk, and Heroku. It's like renting a fully equipped kitchen and you just bring your own ingredients. Pros for PaaS are that we need to only focus on the development part and not the infrastructure part. Then it is considered to have a faster deployment rate and it is scalable and managed automatically. The cons are less control over the environment and it might be harder to migrate later. Here comes the concept of vendor lock in. And finally, we have SaaS, that stands for Software as a Service. So this one is already used in everyday life, like Gmail, Google Docs, Netflix, Zoom, Microsoft 365, Slacks, and many more. SaaS is where the provider hosts and manages everything: the app, data, servers, updates, security. All you have to do is log in and use it through your browser. No installations, no updates, no maintenance. Pros for SaaS is that it's easier to use, it has global access, and it has automatic updates and security. Cons about SaaS are that it has the least amount of control and data is stored offsite, so that raises the concerns of privacy. Let's take a very cheesy example. Imagine you're running a pizza restaurant. So the first thing you'll see if you can make everything from scratch. So let's go on premises, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So yes, no, no, no. So next thing is if you can rent the kitchen and cook it yourself. No, yes, no, and no. Next, you need to see if you can rent a chef for your kitchen and you just need to bring the ingredients. So no, no, yes, and no. Next, you can see if you can order the pizza via delivery. So, no, 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 and yes. So, this means if you need to make everything from scratch, you need to use on premises. If you need to run the infrastructure and make the whole environment yourself, you need to use IaaS. So, if you need to just run the infrastructure and bring your own ingredients, that means you just need a platform through which you can build your application. You need to use PaaS. And next, if you want the delivery of service or resources, you just need to use SaaS for that. So let's see when you need to use each of the service. So if you need full control over the infrastructure or the type of system you're building, use IaaS. When you want to develop and deploy quickly without managing the servers, use PaaS. And when you just need to use a ready-made solution, use SaaS. And that's it for today. If this helped you finally understand IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.